you can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home, but now we have big microphones, so you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.
Hello, welcome to Relax the Podcast. I'm Colleen Ballinger.
And I'm Colleen Ballinger.
And I'm Erik Stocklin.
I'm still Colleen Ballinger. I'm just feeling it today. I don't know.
I think that's the only time you ever said my name correctly.
Did I say it right?
Yeah. You just
Thanks.
said Colleen. You didn't say it like...
You got some like raspy action going on.
I
It's
know.
pretty
I had a coughing
sexy.
attack earlier tonight.
Yeah.
So if I sound sultry, it's not on purpose. It's
Sultry,
because my
that's the
voice
word.
is dying. I had a little tiny bit of a cold, and Erik and I are filming a little self-tape audition tonight, and I was the reader. So I'm really hoping I get the part.
You might. They're going to hear your voice and be like, who's that?
But he was doing this one
Voice.
take, and it was so good, and I didn't want to mess it up, so I was holding in a cough. And everyone knows the worst thing you can do when you need to cough is not cough. So I was holding it in for maybe
That's
like
bad.
2 minutes until finally I was like, and then I tried to say my line, and I couldn't. And he had this like long monologue. He finishes his monologue, and I was like, and like that's what my line sounded like. And I messed it up, guys. I don't think I want to get the gig.
I don't think I am either.
So I messed it up for you, and I felt so terrible. But now my voice is like,
It happens. Holding in coughs is a universal no-go.
yeah.
Nobody likes it.
Well, all I can say is now I then had a coughing attack for like 15 minutes, and now my voice is like destroyed. So anyway, let's talk about
I like it.
who needs to relax today. Would you like me to go first, or do you want to go first? There's so much cat hair on my microphone.
Oh, that's a catchy song. I don't care. Whatever you want.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I know you're going to agree with me.
Yes.
We might have done this one before, but I don't know. Okay. You ready?
Uh-huh. I thought you were going to say coughing. I thought you were just going to stick with the holding in
Yeah,
and cough.
Yeah, holding in cough needs to relax. But like, hello, we just talked about that. I actually have one. You know who needs to relax? Or what needs to relax? Truffle. Have we talked about this?
Not on the podcast. No, I don't think so.
This is one of the reasons we're soulmates, is because you actually agree with me on this. And I think we might be the only two people in existence who feel this way about truffle.
What's going on with truffle, guys?
I'm not talking delifish. Delicious.
Jellyfish.
I'm not talking delifish, guys. I'm not talking delicious, like truffle chocolates. Those are great. Have you ever had like a truffle chocolate?
Does it have truffle in it? If they
No,
call it,
I don't know what
why
it
do
is.
they
but it's
call it?
delicious.
Why do they call it a truffle
I
chocolate?
couldn't tell you. I'm not an expert on truffle chocolates, but the flavor of truffle,
Uh-huh.
which I'm pretty sure is found by like pigs, find this whatever makes the flavor and scent of truffle, right, love? Isn't it a pig that finds?
Yeah,
truffle?
there's a specific breed of pig that is used
Mm-hmm.
because it sniffs it out and because it's deep in the dirt. These
I
truffle
guess so.
mushrooms, they're like deep
We got
down in there.
mushrooms. Well, listen, guys.
But yeah, mushrooms. What?
Everyone-
crab? Truffle
No,
crab?
I didn't know what truffle. I was like, is it a seed? Is it a flower? What is it? It's a mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so people love truffle, and it's like a fancy thing, like truffle mac and cheese, truffle grilled cheese, truffle pizza. People put truffle on things, and it becomes fancier, and people rave about it, and just you've got to try it. It's truffle mac and cheese.
I was in the grocery store. This just reminded me. I was in the grocery store the other day, and in like the little bit when you're waiting to check out, where they got like your gums,
Mm-hmm.
your Tic Tacs,
Mm-hmm.
a Mentos, like a Kinder Egg, perhaps. Next to it was a rack of truff. It was just called truff, and it was like different kinds of truffle, like hot sauces or sauces.
get
And
outta
it's
here,
just like,
that.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to get some truffle to put on everything. Let me
Listen,
grab that before I check out.
Most people love it though. Everyone loves truffle. Everyone thinks it's like this fancy deliciousness. I hate it. I think it is so gross. The smell of it makes me gag. And I think it needs to relax. It is too much. It's overpowering. It's like putting a banana in a smoothie. You put truffle on something, it just is. It's overpowering.
It's in you forever. It's in
your pores.
Pores. Yes,
It comes out
thank
your
you.
pores.
Was gonna say pores as well.
So yeah,
Everything. It's like you then become like oily, and you become truffle oil.
Yeah. I feel like I never minded truffle stuff that much. Like I was like, oh yeah, people like truffle, so I guess I'll have this truffle thing. But then once in Manhattan, when I was living there, I had a truffle grilled cheese or a truffle pizza. I had something truffly. And it was so overpowering with truffle that I felt like I could taste truffle for weeks and it ruined it. And if I just get the slightest scent of truffle, I feel like I'm going to vomit.
If you overdo it with truffle one time in your life, you will never have truffle ever again. Because that's the same thing that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at my phone and not listening to you. Did you say it was in mac and cheese?
I think it was either mac and cheese or pizza. I don't remember what. No,
truffle
grilled cheese
pizza.
Truffle pizza.
No, do not put truffle on a pizza.
Yeah,
Don't put it.
Don't put it on anything. I don't like it, and I know that I'm a weirdo because I know most people are obsessed with truffle, but I don't think it's good. So anyway,
truffle. While truffles did inspire the name of the chocolate truffle, it is not because these sweet bites are made from truffles. It's because they resemble vaguely the fungus. Is truffle a fungus on a mushroom?
Well, mushroom is a fungus.
Oh, right.
Mushroom is fungi. I mean...
Am I fired for that?
I think you're fired.
Just from like the human race? Like,
I think that was so weird of you.
I thought I was like blowing your mind. You were just like...
You're like, is it fungus that grows on a mushroom? Like a mushroom that grows on a mushroom, essentially, is what you're saying.
Grenache dusted with cocoa, formed into a ball, resembles...
Is it grenache? I thought it was ganache.
Oh, yeah, it is ganache. What'd I say?
Grenache?
Oh,
like a grenade of grenache?
It's not ganache?
No, it's not.
Is grenache something?
I don't think so. Anyway, truffle, like actual truffles that you eat, like that are chocolates, delicious.
I don't think so. I think just because that word is there, it's like too rich.
Have you had it? It's so good.
I don't know.
I'm
not a big chocolate guy.
Yeah, you are. I think people who say that are lying. Unless
I'm not
you're
a big chocolate person.
Unless you're allergic to chocolate.
It so much with you. Like, it's just like, it's
You're such a liar.
It's the new truff.
You're such a liar.
I'm not
eat chocolate
lying.
things all the time. Like, this is so good. And now all of a sudden you're trying to be too cool for chocolate? Come on with that. You love chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you're a liar. Anyway, I don't like truffle. That's my relax of the week, guys. Okay. What's your relax, Lovey?
Mine's a big one.
Okay. So should we start it and then...
Yeah, we'll start
might
it.
as well get it started.
We'll start
okay.
it because, like, I'm sad about this episode. I'm very disappointed in this episode already.
Why?
With what it could have been. With what could have been.
What are you talking about?
I want to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a dada named Erik. And he had 2-3 glasses of wine.
Okay.
He was on his phone, and he found himself on Etsy, and he had an idea. And his idea was...
I can't believe we're talking about
So I didn't even know you could do this. His idea was to pay a lot of money.
A lot of money.
To have a professional puppet maker make puppets, like, I don't know, big functional puppets of me and you. And the idea was because we could do an entire episode of the podcast as puppets.
This came about because we did an episode in bed a long time ago, months ago. And I told him that like my parents were puppeteers and I taught you how to do puppeteering with a sock on.
You knew how to do the mouth good.
And so that night, in the middle of the night, he had too many glasses of wine, I guess, and purchased
It's not too many.
Okay. And well, regardless, you
bought... This is the right amount.
Puppets.
I bought puppets.
Professional puppets.
To the tune of like... Should I just say how much they were?
Go for it. Yeah.
For the 2 puppets, it was like $600.
So much money.
And I just was like, this is going to be great. So now this is the long lost puppet episode because it is lost. And I'll get to why it is lost.
Do you want to say thanks to our first sponsor first?
Thank you to our first sponsor.
Which is not lost, guys. Our first sponsor is not lost. I know exactly where our first sponsor is. On our feet, because it's Allbirds. You guys, we love Allbirds.
Did you say Allbirds?
Allbirds, yes. Look at that beautiful shoe. Is that the Allbirds Tree Dasher 2 shoe that you're showing off right now, Erik?
I'm showing off.
Oh my, you're shooing off? Oh my gosh. Guys, spring is about to be sprung. And you know what that means? People are going to want to start doing little jogs.
I'm springing
Little
around in
jaunts.
my Allbirds. I'll tell you that.
The springtime weather, you're going to want to get out and about in the world. It's a perfect time to get outside and move your tush and move your toes. In Allbirds, these shoes are so cozy, guys, for realsies.
Yeah.
Like, I love them. So we get sent a lot of stuff whenever we get, sponsors for our podcast. And it's always very exciting.
Sometimes.
But when we got these shoes,
well,
I was like, I don't know about these shoes.
I
don't know about these shoes.
I had a couple pairs of them.
Yeah, he did. And then I was like, I don't know about these shoes. They look cool, but are they really that comfortable? And
I was the
guys,
victim of an Instagram ad and had got them and then liked them, so I bought another pair. I think they have a store on Abbot Kinney in Venice here. They do.
Okay.
So I bought another pair. It's funny. Allbirds was started by John Allbirds, and he was a eucalyptus farmer. And he was like, "What if I make very comfortable, active sneakers out of these eucalyptus trees?" John Allbirds.
They're very, very cozy, and they're very comfortable, very cozy, and they look cool. They're like the ones I gravitate towards. I have lots of shoes, guys. My husband is very obsessed with shoes, and he buys me lots of shoes. They're the ones I usually gravitate towards just because they're so cozy.
It makes me feel better about my sneaker addiction to buy you sneakers.
I know. Well, for me, I'm not a big exerciser, but I do take my little kiddos on walks. So I usually gravitate towards those to go for my little walkie poos. Same with you, I feel.
Yeah, I take a walkie poo or two.
We gotta do a jog or a walkie poo or a race with a kid. Grab our Allbirds.
I also like
specifically our Allbirds Tree Dasher 2 shoes.
Tree Dasher 2.
They're the next evolution of Allbirds' best-selling running shoe. Did you know this, Liv? The Tree Dasher 2 adds comfort to every run with lighter, more responsive foam, extra grip, and an improved fit to keep you running and nature winning. Made from Allbirds' roster of natural materials like merino wool, eucalyptus, like Erik mentioned,
yes,
and sugarcane, delicious. You could lick it probably.
Sorry, it's not chocolate.
They didn't say that. They probably would not endorse me saying you can lick it. But if they got some sugar cane in them, this everyday running shoe softens impact, smooths transitions, and continuously delivers comfort stride after stride. They have extra traction, so it grips onto the pavement. I'm no runner, but I'm sure runners appreciate that. I'm assuming so.
I ran in them today.
And was it wonderful? Did you have soften impact? Did you have Did the improved heel collar lock your ankles in place, Levy?
Yeah, it's funny. I was going to bring up the heel collar.
Yeah?
I think there's like merino wool in there.
Ew.
And some sugarcane. And it feels very, I feel like I'm in there and it's comfy. You know what I like about these shoes also? No tongue.
No tongue. No, I love that too.
Like,
let's get sliding around.
Let's keep the tongues in our mouths.
And guess
out
what?
Of our shoes.
The shoelaces are made from recycled plastic bottles. Everything these shoes are made of are sustainable materials. Check it out. If you guys want to try it, spring forward with the Allbirds Tree Dasher 2 running shoe. Discover your perfect pair at allbirds.com today. That's ALLBIRDS.com. Go check it out. All right, you left us on a big cliffhanger there, love. So why do we not have our puppets?
Can you imagine right now?
Why do we not have our puppets?
If we were saying this as puppets and all, and like just picture it. If if you're listening, like I guess it wouldn't make that much of a difference. But if you were watching this on, where do you put this up?
YouTube.
Pornhub? What?
Lovey.
If you were watching this on YouTube, you would just see puppets. Is how I imagined it. Great, genius decision that I made at 1 a.m,
3 a.m. It keeps changing.
It was very late at night, and yes, a large investment. But I was like, is this a business expense? This is a great idea, and we got to do this. So I just did the little face you know what I mean? I didn't have to pull out my wallet. Just did the face recognition, autofill, kablam, and then I realized the next day in an email.
Not the next day. It was months later.
No, I realized the next day in an email that these things are going to take 2 months.
Oh, right.
2 months to make. And I was like, oh yeah, this artist has to create these 2 puppets from scratch of our likeness. And it's going to take 2 months. And I kind of forgot about it. And then a month later, this person emailed me a kind of progress report and also was like, hey, I looked you guys up. I see like the logo of your podcast. Do you want the puppets to be wearing like essentially the podcast merch? And I was like, that's fantastic. And so like I sent her like a high quality image of it. And then another couple weeks, they were like, look at the progress. And they sent me photos. I think through Etsy, they can message you. They sent me photos and I was like, I'm so excited. You know what I mean? And then another couple of weeks, it's been 2 months at this point. They're like, they're almost finished. And I think I have a photo on my phone. Maybe I can pull it up and we can show it on the screen.
Or not show it. Who knows?
Or not show it. But like, I was so excited when they were like, they're done. I'm sending them tomorrow. And I was like, yay. And the next day I got it hasn't been shipped yet, but a package like label has been made, like a shipping notification to a label has been created for you via USPS, and it's coming. And then I see the address, and it is not our address.
No,
that
it
it's
is
going
not
to.
our
It
address.
is going to a different address.
Yes.
An old address. An old address.
An old address.
An old address of an old friend.
Is it address or address?
Address. What'd I say?
Address. No, I say both.
Yeah, I
So-
think you could say either. I mean, if I'm addressing you, I wouldn't say I'm addressing you.
Right.
So maybe it is address.
No, I think it's address. Address. I think it changes depending on how you say it in a sentence. Because I'm gonna write down my address for you to send me something to.
But you could
What's
also say
your
I'm gonna write down my
address?
address. What's
But
your
I wouldn't
address?
say what's your address. I'd say what's your address, and then I'd be like, I don't know. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
I realize early in the morning that this label has been created and is going to an old apartment that I shared with somebody that I used to know.
Oh no!
And
The drama
that
thickens.
That's not good. I don't think. I don't know if this person still lives there, but I can't imagine
that they do.
that they would get a package addressed to me that is a giant puppet of my likeness and my now wife and mother of my children. Like that's not too chill for them.
I don't know.
I don't know. And so, and I panicked and I immediately was like, what do I do? And I'm like, for some reason I was like, well, I'm not going to call the post office and tell them there's been a mistake. I just assume, because I think you can do this with other shipping things. Like you can, if it's going to the wrong address and you realize it, you can have them reroute the destination. So I'm like, of course they can do that. But if I call them, I'm going to be on the phone forever. So I'm just going to go straight to the post office and I'm going to talk to a human there. I'm going to say like, this is a problem. We need to fix it. And they're going to be like, oh yeah, of course. Like it's going to take a week to get to wherever it's going. Like, and it's the same city. We'll just reroute it to your address. Like no problem. Go to the post office. And they were like, oh yeah, it's being sent to that old address. And I'm like, oh, that's not good for me. Can you change it? Like, oh no, sorry. Cause you're the receiver. We need the shipper to change it.
Right.
And this whole spiel, and I was like, no resolution. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And so then I walked out of the post office and emailed this person through Etsy, like you worked so hard on these puppets, like, but you know, like I just realized like I'm an idiot. Somehow my phone, like I guess I had an Etsy account at some point, but it had autofilled this old address somehow, like which has never happened. And I've ordered stuff on Etsy in the past couple of years and it's never done that. It's never autofilled to that old address. I don't know why that address is anywhere in this, you know what I mean?
Right.
We're talking like a decade ago.
Right.
So I emailed this person saying like, hey, I just went to the post office. Like I made this mistake. I somehow the wrong address. Like they wouldn't let me change it because I'm the receiver. But since you're the sender, they said you can change it. And this puppet maker was like, oh no, I just dropped it off at the post office.
Right.
So if I'd have just emailed them instead of going to the post office, it would have been fixed. And then they were like, and I told them, I was like, I spoke to them there. They said you can change it. And then they messaged me back like, oh, can't change it. They're telling me I can't change it.
Maybe she couldn't have? You
And
don't know.
I don't know. And then they were just like, well, I guess it'll get, either it'll come to you and like you fix it, or like you'll get a return to sender, and then I'll send it to you when it gets returned to me, which I know is not going to happen. No one's going to get this package with these two awesome puppets of Colleen Ballinger and Erik Stockton and be like, I'm sending these back.
You really don't think that they would just send it to return to
I don't
sender?
know. I just can't imagine that they even still this is over like a decade ago. And
so this person, well, you don't know. You're saying you don't know if they live there. I don't know.
I don't know. And I don't necessarily feel comfortable reaching out for that. This like, hey, sorry, it's been
Erik,
a while. How are you? Yeah, I got
some
married.
puppets.
3 kids now. Sent some puppets accidentally to your house. But yeah, I even was like, I was so panicked. I like went on the UPS website and I was like, did like a forwarding address change because those only last a year. And I was like, maybe if I re-up it, you know what I mean? If I boost it, so to speak, like it'll come here. And guys, it's been 2 weeks and those puppets are just in the ether. I don't know.
What do you think? Okay, whether it be somebody that you used to know or whoever lives there now, it's unknown. We don't know. Whoever lived at this address that it got sent to, what do you think they would do with it? Like, do you think they would just because
play with them?
Do you think they would? I wouldn't open up someone else's package. Would you? A big package? I would never open up someone else's package.
I don't know if like this giant package came to our house from an ex of mine from a decade ago, I would be so confused, and you would open it. I'd take a little peek.
Oh my
and if I
God,
took a little peek through a corner,
would.
I think that's illegal. But if I did take a peek, allegedly. And I saw like a puppet eye staring back at me, then I think I'd just throw it out. You know, I just assume someone.
I don't think they ever return to sender, regardless of if it's
who's going to be like, I got this
package.
It's not addressed to me. Let me like
go to the
speak
post
to a
office.
mailman.
Yeah, go to the
post, bring it, and like, good people do exist in the world. People do stuff like that. Like,
but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Am I not a good person? Because I would not do that. If I got a box sent to my address and it wasn't my name on it, I don't think I would send it.
Well, there was
back.
like you ordered your mom a sewing machine for Christmas and it went to like, for some reason, a random address. And then way down the street is like sweet old lady in our neighborhood. And she like left a note on our door and our mailbox saying, I got a package for you. I don't feel safe leaving it on like outside or whatever. Like, here's my address, come knock on the door. And you sent me and I did. And she was so nice. And she was like, yeah, I talked to Amazon and said they got sent to the wrong address because she actually called to try and figure out like how to get to it. And she said Amazon told her to just throw it out.
A big, really nice, fancy sewing machine.
And so it's just so disappointing to me that like the puppet episode will never happen. I mean, I don't know if anyone listening now is like, well, hey, I make puppets. Like, reach out if you make puppets. You want to make some puppets of us. Like, where can they send
Erik's
puppets of
sad.
us?
I have a P.O. box.
Yeah.
I don't know the address. Should I look it up so I can say it out loud on this thing? Okay,
well,
guys.
because I think there are good people out there, and I think they're hearing.
And you think they might be puppet makers?
They're hearing my story. Yeah, we have like really creative, fun,
that's for
interesting, awesome listeners.
That's for sure.
And I think one of them is sitting at their like puppet work table right now, being like. I'm gonna listen to the rest of this podcast while I
if you do
whip up a couple.
If there's someone who can whip up a puppet, which I don't think it's that easy.
No, it took 2 months for this person to do it.
By the way, Erik's not asking you to do your services for freezies. We would pay someone to do it.
Oh, I said reach out. I didn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? I will gladly.
We're not asking anyone to do work for freezies.
Reimburse you for your artistry.
Our P.O. box is P.O. Box 56144, Sherman Oaks, California 91413.
Maybe like it was just meant to be, and now we'll end up with hundreds of puppets of each other.
Maybe.
And we can have a puppet room.
Why don't we just make puppets? Why don't we have an episode where we make sock puppets of each other? I make your puppet and you make my puppet.
I just because they were like professional. Like it would have looked. It would just.
Are you saying my sock puppet wouldn't look professional?
I don't know. Like this whole. So I think. It's just so sad. Like the Lost Puppet episode. Sorry for me and the fun I would have had with my hand and some felt
Anus.
Anus. But I guess I was getting to like that autofill does. Like what, I can't type in my own stuff?
Okay, but
that's
time out
wrong.
because
I want it autofill.
I would say the opposite. I would say what needs to relax is whenever it doesn't autofill. I hate when it's like, what's your address? I'm like, ugh, relax. You know it. You've memorized my face.
If I guess this is some wisdom then. Like if you ever order anything online, especially if it's for a significant sum, double check the shipping address.
Yeah.
Because who knows?
I think most people do.
I know they do. And I usually do.
Yeah.
And I it's funny because I was emailing back and forth with this person for 2 months. And it said it right there this whole time. Like, and I never realized it. You've done that before? You've like ordered on like DoorDash and it's been sent to your brother's house like a couple of times. Like,
yeah. So like, I'll like go to like my brother's house and I'll like be with the kids or like play dates or whatever. And I'll order food while I'm there. And then the next time I order DoorDash, it goes to their house. And I'll just call my sister-in-law, Jessica. And I'll be like,
you're getting a bunch of
McDonald's. You got McDonald's on your doorstep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bummer, Lovey. I'm sorry about that.
I was so bummed.
Well,
I was just like, of course they can fix this. I'm at the post office. I'm telling them there's been a mistake. They have it in their system. They have the tracking number. They know where it is. And I'm like, can you just,
right?
I don't know, Control Alt Delete, put in the new address, like, right?
And they just couldn't. It's a sad day. But you know what? I'm excited regardless.
It just really bummed me out.
Dang it, bummer.
Dang it. Bummer could have been a puppet episode right now.
Speaking of last week, speaking of dang it, bummer, last week you said you started talking about like your favorite things that Flynn said. And like we talked about Flynn a little bit. Mm-hmm. I wrote down a couple of things that Flynn said that made me laugh.
Okay.
And I wanted to share them. That maybe I'll make you smile.
That would,
okay. Because I know you're a little sad right now.
That would cheer me up. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is whenever I put Flynn to sleep and I cuddle him to sleep, we talk about his day. He loves to talk about his day. And so we talk about everything we did, we went on a walk, we made cookies, whatever. So yesterday I'm putting him to sleep. I already told you this, but I just had to tell it on the podcast. So I'm putting him to sleep and he had a very eventful day. He went to the park. He stood inside of a dump truck, like in the dump bed with dirt. He made cookies from scratch with me. He made scrambled eggs with Daddy. We played outside. We played in the house. We played with trucks. That you guys went on an adventure. Like we played with the babies. Like there's so many things we did that he could have listed. And usually he does. I go, what did you do today? You want to talk about your day? And he goes, uh-huh. I said, okay, what did you do? And he didn't say anything. And I go, do you want to talk about your day? He's like, yeah. I said, well, what did you do today? And he was just quiet. I was like, Flynn, what did you do today? And he goes, I just played and pooped. And then I laughed and then he repeated himself and just goes, play and poop. And it was
what else is there?
So funny. He made me laugh so hard.
He said it though, like also like I have to believe a little bit to make you laugh. Like he's funny.
Yeah, no, he's so funny.
He's funny. He likes to make us laugh. And then he does bits and jokes.
Speaking of things to make you laugh, this made Erik just die of laughter the other night. Yeah. Do you know what I'm about to say? Yeah. So we were I'm always barefoot, guys. I grew up in Santa Barbara. And I never
Except
wear
when
shoes.
You're wearing your Allbirds.
Except for when I'm wearing my Allbirds. But other than that, I'm basically like 95% of the time I don't have shoes or socks on my feet. And my feet are gross because of it. I walk around outside, all over the inside of our house.
You go outside. When do you go outside?
To chase around Flynn sometimes in front of our backyard. Anyway, my feet get gross is what I'm trying to say. I'm sitting in the living room. And Flynn and Erik walk in, and Erik's dreams came true. Because something he's always dreamt of with his son is like the day that might finally come where they could make fun of me together.
Yeah.
The day came, guys. Because Flynn walks in and goes, Daddy, look at Mama's feet.
And the bottom of your feet
That above my feet were like black. They were very dirty, nasty, like very just dirty. Black with dirt, like mud and dirt. Yeah, they were very dirty. And he goes, Daddy, look at Mama's feet. Or he goes, Daddy, look. And he just pointed at my feet. And Erik goes, what? Oh, Mama's feet? Because they're dirty? And Flynn goes, yuck.
and
Erik laughed.
I started laughing so hard that he started laughing. It was, and I was like, finally, we can make fun of mommy together. Yeah.
They're just both laughing at me and how disgusting I am. He's like, Daddy, look. And you go, what, Mommy's feet? They're dirty. Yuck. And they just laughed. It was very funny. So I just wanted to, maybe that put a little smile on your face.
It did. Thanks.
You know what else might put a smile on your face?
Or anything, but
you know what else might put a smile on your face, Lovey? Therapy.
Is our next sponsor therapy?
It's pretty close. It's Cerebral.
Oh, of course. That is where
That's how you get some therapy in your life, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it a little bit. Hey, guys, did you know that psychiatrist visits can cost up to $500 per session? And then traditional therapy visits are over $100 per session.
How much are yours?
That can add up to thousands of dollars a year. How much is my therapy sessions? Well, I didn't go through Cerebral.
Right.
Because I'm an idiot.
So it's more than
$200 a session, bro. No fun.
Jeez.
I know. The bro is pretty intense. Make you uncomfortable.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem like it's working.
Well, if you guys want to know what Cerebral is an online mental health service that offers prescription medication, counseling, and therapy for anxiety, depression, ADHD, insomnia, and more. We love Cerebral in this house. Erik used it and found a great person to help him out.
Couple people, yeah.
A couple people, medication sent right to his door. You didn't have to go to the freaking pharmacy like I did. It just got literally mailed to us.
Yep.
So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I think it's great. And if I ever need to get therapy again,
jealous.
I'm very jelly of your experience. Cerebral is one of the few services that provides prescription medication online through a licensed provider and ships medication straight to your door, like we said, so you can skip the pharmacy lines. With Cerebral mobile app, it's like having your personal care team wherever you are. You can message your care team and access self-care resources wherever you are. You can connect with your counselor and therapist on your own schedule through your laptop or the Cerebral mobile app. Erik's literally had like sessions in our car on his phone.
Yeah.
Like,
they're very accommodating.
Yeah. And it's affordable.
Yes.
They got affordable treatments that are 1/3 the price of traditional therapy. One of the reasons I'm very jealous of Erik's experience.
Like an 1/8 the cost of a puppet.
Treatment options are available with or without insurance. And Cerebral is in network for several insurers, and they're working every day to grow their partnership. Even if you're out of network, they'll provide you with the necessary paperwork so you can easily submit a claim. So Simone Biles is their chief impact officer. Did you know this? And she's a huge advocate for mental health and reducing stigma around getting treatment. And that is why she loves using Cerebral. She loves it for many reasons. One is that she could choose her own therapist, which is important to her because she wants to make sure her therapist understands her background and her experiences. And yeah, there's a million wonderful reasons.
Don't take it from us. Take it from Simone Biles.
Yeah, hello. And for listeners of this program, you can receive 65% off your first month of medication management and care counseling at Cerebral.com/relax. Go to Cerebral.com/relax for 65% off your first month. That's just a total of $30 to get started. Join Cerebral today on their mission to make quality mental health care accessible and affordable for all. Check it out. Okay, guys. So another thing we did last week, I'm not just trying to recreate last week's episode, but just like I had so much fun with a couple of the segments. One of them was what TikTok taught me. And I have some new really fun facts. I've been collecting them. Are you ready, Lovey? I'm going to blow your mind. I just have a few.
You're so educated. That's why you're always looking at TikTok. It's an education.
Oh my gosh. Literally, I'm going to blow your mind.
Whenever you're like doing a new recipe or getting some weird thing.
It's always from TikTok.
It's always you saw it on TikTok, some like anything.
Okay. Want to know something crazy? Do you know why the chainsaw was invented?
Cutting down trees faster and more efficiently.
No. You can guess again?
Someone had like a lot of chains, and they're like, "What are we gonna do with all these chains?"
No, sir, it's the worst thing you've ever heard in your life. Do you want to know why chainsaws were invented? I guess it's a musical episode again. This is mind-blowing, and it's true. The chainsaw was invented in 1780 to make the removal of the pelvic bone easier and less time-consuming during childbirth.
Removal of the pelvic bone.
Yeah, they would
With a
chainsaw.
They don't. How do they? It wasn't like gas powered then.
No, it was like a
crank?
cranky crank. Yeah.
A cranky crank chainsaw.
During childbirth, they would chainsaw the pelvic bone.
It doesn't sound like the mortality
It was
rate.
powered by a hand crank
very
and looked
high.
like a modern day kitchen knife with little teeth on a chain that wound in an oval. Now,
How did you end up on pelvic bone chainsaw TikTok?
Because I'm on mommy TikTok and like birth TikTok and breastfeeding TikTok and all that. Excuse me. Whoa, I just like
I
almost
was like, are you on power tool TikTok?
No, and so like it was like an interesting fact about the chainsaw and like what women have had to go through over time. So it's always been awful.
What, childbirth?
Yeah. Did you know that? It wasn't easier before.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a crazy one.
Oh
Come on, you didn't have any reaction to that. The chainsaw was invented to chainsaw women's vaginas.
I'm stuck because like I don't know where your pelvic bone is in relevance to how you can get at it with a cranky crank old in 1776 chainsaw.
I don't
Is it
understand
right?
the logistics.
Is it right there?
The pelvic bone?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do you remember me my entire pregnancy being like my pelvic bone? I have pelvic girdle pain, and
Right.
it would like hold onto my vagina.
But it's not like exposed. You can't just be like, oh, why did they have to
It's
do
like
that to
right
the pelvic
there.
bone if the baby was like stuck?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't look too deep into it. I just saw a
Oh.
TikTok about it and like Googled it to see if it was true.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next one? This one's wild too. Okay. Did you know? You probably already know this. I knew this from my childhood because I have a lot of relatives who grew up on farms. When you cut off a chicken's head, it like lives for a bit, you know?
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
So like I knew this because my great grandma, my nanny, she grew up on a farm and my grandma grew up on a farm and she used to have chickens and they would eat the chickens. And so they would cut off the head and then all these things.
You just
Okay.
had the thought like, oh, why would you do that? Like chickens are like kind of so fun to like watch, like run around and they lay eggs. And then I thought about how I ate chicken for 2 different meals today.
Yeah.
It's a whole different
pretty
thing.
sad. That's a whole other story. But when you cut off a chicken's head, for anyone who doesn't know,
Yeah.
the chicken kind of runs around even though its head's been cut off.
Running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a saying even.
So I want you to guess how long the longest living chicken with a head cut off lived.
4 years.
What? What do you mean 4 years? Come on.
I just thought it would be a high number of time.
That is a high number of time.
I know.
And it makes it not as impressive when I tell you the actual number.
What was the actual number?
Guess for real.
Like 2 weeks.
18 months.
18 months?
Look at Mike the headless chicken.
How did it eat? Did they give it food through its neck?
I don't know. I don't understand how it was
Wait.
alive without a brain. It didn't have a head. How is it
Are
alive?
chickens' brains in their heads?
I would assume so.
Yeah, me too.
I don't
That
know.
checks out.
Chickens are kind of sus. They poop and pee and lay eggs out of all the same hole.
Is that all the same
Kind of
hole?
sus. So I don't know. It's not. I guess not that surprising. They can run around with their heads cut off.
And then so if they all do that out of the same hole, is that where they're making babies too?
I think it's all the same hole.
I get that they lay eggs, but do they have intercourse, chickens?
Well, yes, that's how you fertilize an egg.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get fertilized for no reason.
By the rooster, right?
Mhm.
The rooster and the hen.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the chickens have
What
intercourse?
comes first, the chicken or the egg, or the insemination of an egg, or the rooster?
Well, if I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very tired, and I'm trying
Yes.
to with my brain.
Guys, it is literally the middle of the night.
and with my brain on the inside, picture
A chicken having
chicken intercourse.
Where are we? Okay, should we look this
and
up?
like and then there's just it's just like holes.
What do you mean? A rooster has a thing.
Oh, okay.
I would assume.
And he puts it in the poop pee egg hole.
You know, now that I
And
think about it,
does he have a chicken weenus and a poop pee egg hole? The rooster.
roosters don't lay eggs.
So it's just poop and pee hole and a penis Rooster penis?
I don't know, but now that we keep talking about like this poopy pee egg hole, I'm kind of like, am I like a chicken? Because I feel like if there's any human that's like a chicken, it might be me. You know what I mean?
I can't believe.
What?
What are we doing?
I don't know. Okay, I'll keep going. Okay. The next fact is monarchs, butterflies. Did you know?
Oh, not like rulers of the British Empire.
Stupid ass. Monarch butterflies are poisonous.
If you eat them?
They're just full of freaking poison.
Oh, if you eat them, do they bite?
No, they don't bite you.
Stingers?
But listen, it's very fascinating. Okay, I saw this like scientist on TikTok talk about it. He's very passionate about it. So they lay eggs on milkweed plants. So then the caterpillars, they eat the milkweed plants. And milkweed plants have some like chemical or something on them so that bugs and things don't eat them. And it's essentially like a pesticide on the milkweed plants. So the little caterpillar dudes eat the milkweed plants and they get full of pesticides on the inside. And then they turn into a butterfly and after they morph, they still have all those pesticides. They're just chock full of pesticides inside. And
who's making the pesticides? Humans?
No, the milkweed plant. It's like a natural version of it.
Okay.
And I don't remember. I got kind of lost because I'm not good at science. But the scientist was saying like, it's the same type of thing as like, it's something, whatever the chemical is on the plant, it like makes your heart beat faster. And it's kind of the same thing as caffeine. So caffeine, I guess, is a natural way to like get things to not eat it because it like makes your heart beat fast and like die. But we as humans are crazy and we're like, let's make it on purpose and drink it. So anyway, caterpillars can handle this milkweed plant poison pesticide. So they eat a bunch of it and then they turn into a butterfly and they still have it. And that's why they're so colorful to let other bugs and animals know like, I'm really poisonous. Don't eat me. And if birds eat monarch butterflies, they don't die, but they get very, very, very sick and they barf a lot. Do you know this? I never knew this.
This is how I like to learn my scientific facts.
Through TikTok, through me?
Is secondhand from someone that saw it on the dancing app at like 2 a.m.
You sound so lame. You sound so millennial
when
lame.
they finally had a chance to like sleep, instead they were like, well, I need some me time to look at butterfly facts on dancing app.
I'm smarter than you because of it, so get into it. Okay, now this one is fun. Okay, this is my last one. So this one I didn't know if it was true, so I had to look it up. Chiropractors, you actually are going to think this is true because now you hate chiropractors.
Are sadists?
No offense to chiropractors out there. I love the chiropractor, by the way. I really love the chiropractor. I swear by the chiropractor. Erik went to one time and didn't have a good experience.
Doctors of pain.
What about the chiropractors out there? The chiropractors that helped me through my pregnancies. Anyway, chiropractors.
I know. They're great.
Kill more people per year than sharks. Now, I was like,
I believe that because that guy almost killed me right in front of you.
Oh my God, you're so dramatic.
He really almost did, love.
He did not almost kill you.
I almost died there.
I was pregnant with twins and he did more to me than he did to you.
And he didn't even go
times a week.
I was like, don't you dare do the neck cracky stuff to me. I can't even have my knuckles cracked. And he was like, oh, I was gonna. Okay, good to know I won't. And he would have.
Okay, anyway.
Would have been a chicken with the head cut off.
So I searched it.
Is that real?
I searched, do chiropractors kill more people than sharks? Of course, that didn't pop up, but it did. An article that I want to read with you right now called 14 Things That Kill More People Than Sharks. And I read the first two and I was like,
oh, fun article.
I got to stop reading this because I got to talk about this on the podcast.
Okay.
First one, vending machines kill more people than sharks.
They're like, they fall over them because people are trying to.
Vending machines kill 13 angry people a year by falling on top of them.
Like angry people because they were banging on it.
I don't know. I don't know the.
Oh, because they shake it
and it falls on them,
and they're trying to get that.
I guess
nutty buddy out.
Nutty buddy.
I don't know.
I don't know that that's.
No one has ever bought a nutty buddy.
A nutty buddy.
Yeah.
What is this kind of weird sex act are you talking about? What is
it? Isn't that a food?
A nutty buddy?
What's the ones I like? What are those called?
I don't know. Nutty.
Is that Nutty Buddy? Is that not?
I don't know. Maybe it is. I just don't know. It just sounds inappropriate. Okay. Do you want to know what the
nutty
number?
Bars.
Do you want to know what the number 2?
Yeah, Nutty Buddy. Oh. You thought I was saying butty.
Yeah, like a nutty.
Butty. Nutty Butty. No, Nutty Buddy. Buddy.
Okay. Number 2 thing. Ready? That kills more people.
This is what we do.
That kills more people than sharks. Selfies.
Yeah, people. I always see.
Like car crashes, electrocution, being run over by a train. She's
I always see tourist. I just like spit. Tourist like falls off cliff backwards trying to take a selfie. I always see that as a headline. I know, terrible. Stop taking selfies at the edge of cliffs.
Next one.
Anyone
falling out of bed kills more people than sharks a year. 400 people.
How high are
450
these
people
beds?
die annually.
Bunk beds?
I don't know, by falling out of bed. Usually from head and neck injuries. That's so sad. Volcanoes.
Yeah.
That one I believe. That one's not like that's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Champagne corks kill more people annually than sharks.
You know how champagne corks, they have like the wire that you take off?
Oh, that
but then there's the
like,
little...
like always slits.
Right.
Cuts.
No, there's the wire, but like then on top of the cork, under the wire is like this little metal cylinder. This like it's like thin piece of metal. I once at a Halloween party saw we were in someone's backyard. Someone like went to pop champagne.
I'm scared.
They had taken the wire off, but they didn't take the little metal part off the top of the cork. And literally they go, yeah, it's like, you know, and pop the champagne. It flew across the entire yard and like hit a girl across the face.
Did slice her face?
And she was just like all of a sudden like stunned. And then all of a sudden just like blood started pouring out her face.
A horror
and
movie.
she was rushed to the hospital.
Eek. I don't like this story.
So now, since I saw that with my own eyes, I am now terrified of
that's really scary.
Champagne corks.
Number 6, coconuts. Coconuts. 150 people die each year from being
falling?
hit on the head.
How many?
From a coconut falling.
How many?
150 people per year.
We're not joking about this stuff, right?
I'm not joking. These are
really
horrible.
sad.
It's really sad. Yeah, I'm not joking at all. I'm reading the article to you.
Well, I don't know. I got caught up with the whole nutty buddy thing.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not joking about this. Is awful. Hot tap water kills more people than sharks per year. Another reason I wanted to do this article is because our son is recently very scared of sharks. So like these are, you know, it's bringing to light the like
sharks under the bed.
Yeah, it's bringing to light the like sharks are not as dangerous as other things that he maybe should be scared of. Wait, what? Messy handwriting. Oh, because like, especially that of doctors, indirectly leads to a whopping number of 7,000 deaths annually. Patients' prescriptions can often be mixed up, causing them to receive the wrong dosage or incorrect medicine altogether. Animal-drawn vehicles, that makes sense to me. Falling TVs.
Animal-drawn vehicles?
Yeah, like a horse-drawn carriage type thing. Falling TVs. 41 people are killed annually merely by TVs tipping over onto them.
Big TVs now, because everyone now has a big TV. And everyone now does the wall mounts. You know what I mean? I feel like it's more rare to see a TV on a TV stand these days than in like the wall mount. And it terrifies me. Those TVs are heavy, man. And like the one in our bedroom, I was scared of.
It's very scary. Okay, this one you got to watch out, Lovey. Okay. Left-handed people, that's you, using right-handed things. That kills more people than sharks per year.
Like what?
Never has being right-handed been more of a lifesaver than in this day and age. 2,500 left-handed individuals die each year after using right-handed items incorrectly. I don't know. It doesn't give more details. I don't know what it's...
right-handed scissors?
I don't know. It doesn't say. Oh my gosh.
You know what I would get because I'm left-handed. Maybe anyone listening who's left-handed. You know how you would have to write in those composition notebooks in like junior high? They'd be like, write your essay in this blue book, or like the ones that are like black and white.
Right.
When you're left-handed and you write, your hand, what you freshly write, your hand immediately drags across.
Yeah.
Whereas you're right-handed, it's not immediate. And so my hand here, like the heel of my palm up my pinky finger was always had like ink and pencil. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't die from it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's more. It does feel kind of weird. I don't even think that we're joking about these things. So there's another one that said elephants. I don't know. Very sad. But I was surprised. Chiropractors kill more people than sharks per year. That wasn't on that list. Did you ever say
why?
What? Why?
Because they're like cracking something and they go too hard?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I assume so.
It wasn't even in that list.
They're not like, because chiropractors aren't like actively like purposefully murdering people.
They're
not like, killing people.
Listen,
they're not like serial killers.
I don't know that it's even
the practice of chiropractic.
It's not even in the list that I was reading. It's not even on there.
It's not. You saw it on TikTok and then you found an article.
I found an article that was like, what kills more people per year than sharks? And chiropractors weren't even on that.
And we're all now smarter from that segment, love. Thanks. I feel smarter.
Okay. No. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Now I'm seeing there's been no documented proven case where a chiropractor ever accidentally killed.
Well, thanks for giving them all a bad name.
No, I don't. I'm the one who gave him a good name. I love chiropractors. You're the one who had one bad experience.
I've had one and only experience because I'm afraid of them.
Okay.
It doesn't mean they're bad. I don't like dentists.
I don't like dentists either. I'm very scared of
the chiropractors are fine. Dentists.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Why are you doing that?
I don't know, Lovey, but you know what? It's time to say thanks to our next sponsor. You know who it is? Indeed.
Indeed, I do.
Right now, hiring is challenging. It's time for a hiring partner that can help you rise to the challenge. And that is Indeed, my friends. If you're hiring, you need Indeed because Indeed is the hiring partner where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. And Indeed is the only job site where you're guaranteed to find quality applications that meet your must-have requirements or else you don't pay.
It's all about qualified candidates.
Hello, of course it is. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites hoping to find candidates with the right skills, you need one powerful hiring partner that can help you do it all. With Instant Match, as soon as you sponsor a post, you get a short list of quality candidates with resumes on Indeed that match your job description, and you can invite them to apply right away. Plus, you only pay for quality applications that meet your must-have requirements. We love Indeed because it makes hiring all in one place so easy, you guys. It is so easy to do.
Did you ever think you'd be a boss?
No.
I never thought I'd be a boss of anything.
No. I still can't. It's not allowed. I feel like I should.
You're like in charge of.
I'm not in charge of anything. I'm not in charge.
You're a girl boss, right?
Yeah, I don't like that phrase.
Why? Isn't it your friend who's like
because
a YouTuber?
You wouldn't call a guy. Yeah, I know. I love her, but and I think she's great, and I love that she did that. But
and your husband was on a TV show once called Girl Boss.
But think about it. Do you call a guy boss? He's just a boss.
It's a feminist thing.
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
What is? Like, why does it have to be a girl boss? Like, why can't she just be a boss too? Anyway.
At Indeed, you call people everyone's
a boss at Indeed. Indeed makes it easy to hire great talent. According to ComScore, Indeed is the #1 job site worldwide. And Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Start hiring right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/relax. Offer valid through March 31st. Go to Indeed.com/relax to claim your $75 credit before March 31st. Indeed.com/relax. Terms and conditions may apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Okay, I know you want to do something. Before we get into it, I just have to say something about this boss lady thing. There's a lot of things like that. There's a lot of things. Like,
you went to I just remember you went to like an event that she wrote
a book called Girl Boss, which is incredible. And it's a great book. My friend Lily, she's amazing. I love Lily. And I think it's an awesome book. I just think now it's gotten to a time where we're like, wait, why do we have to? And I think she would agree with me that like, it's not girl boss. It's like, no, she's a boss. Like, and we don't need to.
I think it's just.
It's not girl boss. I think it's like a boss, or I don't remember what. I'm sorry, Lily. I can't remember off the top of my head what your book's called. I have to look it up. I have it. It's in my kitchen. Oh no, you know what? I'm in the clear. Lily did not do a girl boss. It was called How to Be a Boss. So that's what her book was called.
Of course.
Anyway, there's a lot of things like that. But I just wanted to say something. I had a beautiful moment with you. A beautiful moment with my wonderful husband when we were okay. I'm going to just get the cat out of the bag here. We really want to move. People know we want to move on the internet. I've said it before. And we actually have started kind of looking for houses, Erik and I. And we have a lot of funny stories about these houses. I don't know if we have time today to talk about them, but we should talk about the like cactus house up on the hill and what happened there. I don't know if we'll talk about today.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say was this.
I didn't know we could. I didn't know you were like publicly saying that we were.
Well, I wasn't going to, but I wanted to tell this story because you just said, oh, you're being a feminist, and you kind of made fun of it. My husband actually is a feminist because a feminist is someone who just wants equal rights for women and men. And he always says he's a feminist, obviously. But we had this amazing moment while we were looking for houses. And I was like, man, I love this guy so much. So we're looking for houses, and this realtor guy, like he was like, all right, well, I got other places you could check out. So what's your name? I told him my name, Colleen Ballinger. And then he looks at Erik and he goes, what's your name? He said, Erik. He goes, same last name, I assume. Like saying like it would be Erik Ballinger. And I kind of like was like, uh-oh. Like, because we'd never like, I mean, you always were like, well, yeah, keep your last name. Like, I don't care. Like, do whatever you want.
It's not a situation where you have to like.
But we hadn't been in the situation yet where someone
why were you uncomfortable? I wasn't.
Because I was worried. I don't know. Because guys, I feel like.
You're worried for my ego?
Yeah. I think men typically are like, I feel like men are the ones who are weird about that. So did you not believe me when
I was like, of course, keep it.
No, I knew you were totally fine with me and encouraging of me to keep my last name if that's what I wanted. And, but if we just hadn't run into the situation where someone would have called you Erik Ballinger or like, or it just hadn't come up or something. I don't know. And so, I was like, oh no, how's he going to react to this guy? Like saying like, oh, we don't have the same last name. You know, is he going to think like, I don't know. I just didn't know how you were going to react to it. I don't know why, because I know you well. But this guy was like, oh, same last name. And Erik goes, no. My last name's Stocklin. And he goes, we're feminists. She kept her last name. It's cool. Like the way you like so confidently, like we're feminists. Like, of course she kept her last name. And the realtor's like, oh, my mom did that too. But it was just like I was like, oh, there was not no shred of ego in you. You were just like proud to be a feminist and that you're proud I kept my last name. I just really loved that moment. It made me really happy. Cool. So to anyone who might have thought he was being serious when he was like making fun of feminism, he's he's very much a feminist and wants equality for all. And anyway,
so we'll scratch whatever my dumb idea was. I'll do it the next episode. But because I was just been allowed to tell this story. Now I'm mad that I'm not telling the story. I hope you're still listening because this story is
the story
is incredible. Where to even begin?
Listen, if you guys think you're gonna get through a whole episode on this podcast without talking about poop,
no spoilers.
No spoilers. I'm just saying.
So we're going to go see this house, and I'm driving there, and you go and you say to me as we're en route, you say to me, "Oh no, my tummy kind of hurts. I hope this isn't a poop hurts." And I'm like, okay. It's very.
So you guys, okay, we are looking at how I just have to interrupt you. Sorry, I love you so much. I want you to tell the story. I just have to say this one thing, okay? We are looking for houses kind of everywhere. We don't know where we want to move.
I wasn't going to say where.
No, I know that. But I'm saying we're looking for houses everywhere. And why are you so far away from the microphone?
Because I am obviously not allowed to speak.
No, you are allowed to speak. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this one thing. This is important to the story because you're going to make me sound so bad right now. And I have to tell this one little part.
So you have to tell another story?
So I know I'm being so annoying. I hate me too. Trust me. So we're looking at all different types of houses in all different types of places. Okay. This house is very much in the middle of nowhere. A very long drive to the middle of nowhere. That's an important part of this story.
I haven't begun the story. How do you know that I wasn't going to say that? You just assumed I'm just going to cut the chase and like not set the scene?
Because it made me look so much worse if like people didn't know that. Okay, anyway, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell us.
So my adult
I'm nervous.
Wife goes, my tummy hurts. I hope it's not a poop hurts. As we're driving to this house that we're seeing, and I'm just like, do you want me to turn around or pull off somewhere? No. Okay. Like,
I did not say that. Okay.
And I go, well, we're going to look at a house.
Wait.
Like you can't poop there. And you literally go, I've done it before. And I was like, wait, what? And you like, I've done it before. I'm like, you pooped at an open house, like a house showing, and you said yes. I didn't ask any more questions, and I was just like, wow, okay. But like that was in my head.
In my defense, I did say this is something no one should ever do. I remember saying like I did something no one should ever do. I pooped at a show house. Like it was like an emergency situation.
Yeah. No one should ever do it, sure, but like apparently it's your thing, man. No, it's like totally your thing. So we get to this like really cool, like beautiful home. It's very isolated, very like long driveway, and normally the two houses we saw before that, it was like an open house and there was other people looking at the house. It was kind of an affair. I think they had like water bottles out for people and wine. This one, when we pull up, there's 3
Realtors,
who even are these
sellers? I
people?
don't even
Sellers,
know.
listers, realtors. There's 3 of them. They've all got their clipboards and it's just us. We're the only people looking at that time. They've driven up this mountain driveway. They're all looking at the same. They're just focused on us, a lot of attention on us. And we go into this house. Nobody's living in there now. It is completely vacant. It is empty and echoey. And
It's a cool house, by the way. A really cool house. We are not buying it, but it's cool.
A really cool house. And we're walking around for a while. We're looking at everything like this is a very involved tour. And if you've been in this experience, I think this is what they do. They hover and they crowd you and they
really hover.
No, I don't. Maybe some realtors or listers or whatever they are like, take a look around. I'll be here. Like these people like follow you everywhere, kind of are over your shoulder, telling you about all the things about the property. And then so we're doing this for like 20 minutes, walking around this house, big empty house. And I look over at you and you like your posture has changed.
Oh,
like you were
so
kind of like
much
sunk
pain.
over and you looked a little bit panicked and we made eye contact and I was like, it's going to happen. I'm like, how can it happen? I'm like, do they even? So then we're looking at the house. And then all of a sudden you go, it's like he was telling you, he was like, oh yeah. And they just put in new electric here. And you go, can I use the bathroom, please?
Not what happened.
What was it? What did he say?
I said, I prepped it first. We were walking through the master bathroom. And it was like the 1 second there's no one around. And I go, I have to poop. I told you. And then I go, can you take a video of the house? Like to you, like,
yeah.
I asked you.
You gave me an activity.
I gave you an activity
to distract them,
hoping that they would like follow you around, So then I go, they're like talking to me. I'm deaf at this point. Like I literally was in so much pain. I cannot hear what they're saying. I was in agony. And because at first I was like, I can wait till we get back home. But then I was like, this is like a 30-minute drive just to like civilization. If I don't poop in this house, I am pooping all over the car. Those are my options. And so I was like, okay,
all over it.
There's toilets here. And we've seen all the toilets. There's quite a few.
It was 3.5.
And they all had toilet paper. And
they did.
And so I was
you
like,
were taking notes.
I was like, so then I go, oh, Levy, can you film the house? And they'll follow you around. And then they go, is there a bathroom I could use before I go? And this man goes, you can use this one right here. Literally 1 foot from where he was standing. Like literally a foot from him. And it was like the bathroom. If there's for some reason,
I think it had like pocket doors and pocket doors should be outlawed on bathrooms.
That's who should be relaxing.
No pocket doors in bathrooms, people. It doesn't. What is it even doing?
Oh, just the worst.
What
it's
space
just slamming
are you saving?
Children's fingers.
Yeah, what space are you saving that like it's like 4 inches off the ground at the top? Like it's just like a saloon door, basically.
I was like, oh God, this is bad news bears. So he said, you can use this bathroom right here. And I was like, that is not gonna work. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, you can use the master bedroom if you want.
Because you were like,
I ran.
And then you just ran? Yeah.
So wait, no. Then I go to the master bathroom, which has like a brand new toilet with a bidet. Guess what the bathroom does not have? Doors.
Right. No.
There's no doors on this bathroom. So this bathroom is like open to like the master bedroom. So the only way to have privacy would be to like close the door of the master bedroom, which I felt like it was weird. So I was like, okay. So I went into another bedroom that had a very outdated toilet bathroom from like the 60s. Like this toilet was a vintage brown porcelain.
Ooh.
And it looked very old. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is going to have to work. I had the thought, you
didn't do a test flush?
No, I had the thought there's potential that this toilet doesn't work. But I thought,
this didn't have time. Did you have time to go through this? I'll let you tell. Now it becomes your story. Now it becomes your story, as of course, and you can tell what happened in there. But I just want to say what proceeded for me, and I know you think I like to exaggerate time. For like the next 35 minutes.
Come on.
I was alone with these three realtors as we're all like looking at each other, talking about the same stuff that we had already been talking about for 35 minutes alone. All of us knowing in our eyes that my wife is ruining one of these bathrooms.
So this is what sucks about this situation.
You were gone so long.
It was not 35 minutes. It was 10 minutes tops.
It was painfully obvious. It was not just a pee-pee. That it was the tummy hurties were tummy poo-poos confirmed.
So it was so awful. Okay, so like my poops are notorious for being like the fastest poops ever. Like I'm so good at pooping fast and getting the heck
and I know this, so that's another red
so
flag.
I knew I had waited to the last millisecond like this was gonna. I knew it was just gonna fall right out of there. And I was like, I can be in and out of the bathroom so fast. I'll be like, did she even pee? Like I knew it'd be fast, and it was okay. However, this toilet from the 60s,
as described to me.
So I do my business, and I was like, didn't hear any splash. Just the feeling of like, you know when you just know like that did not land in water. You know what I'm saying?
You hit ball. You never want to hit ball.
I can't breathe. You hit ball.
Was it because the water was so low in the square?
The water was so low in this horrible toilet from the 60s. It was literally brown porcelain, love. Brown porcelain. Okay, this bathroom, by the way, still didn't have good doors. It had saloon doors. Like it was like so bad. So anyway, the poop happens instantly. Like it's like
you told me. Say what you told. Tell me what you.
I said it was like comical how much it looked like the emoji poop.
Yeah,
like it was like the perfect.
Went boo 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 boo.
Like but huge and very much on
very much
dry
on
bowl.
bowl.
Like this toilet hasn't been flushed since the 60s either. So it is a dry bowl. Like this has not been flushed in a long time. So it's not like there was any sort of moisture in it to like help it slide down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's stuck. So I'm like, oh man, it's on bowl. I'm screwed.
It's on bowl.
So I'm like, okay, I just gotta flush and get out of here. It's been 20 seconds. They still, won't know I pooped. And so then I go to flush it. And the worst case scenario happens, which is like, you flush a toilet and it's like, whoosh, and it flushes. It was like, just like no water pressure, just like a little bit of water sort of drained out of the toilet hole and then like started to fill up. Yeah. Because that's what a toilet does. Well, my poop was just not going down. So, because it was on dry bowl. And so then I had to reflush and like kind of help it out, which I'm not going to get.
What do you mean help it out?
I'm not going to get into the details.
You didn't tell me this. You had to help it? What did you help it with? Your hand?
No, just use your imagination. I had tools. There are tools involved. Okay.
What? No, I can't use what tools?
So there's things. Okay, so there's a plunger in there, which I'll get to in a second.
You used the plunger to help it.
No, there's
what?
There is the toilet bowl cleaner. So I just kind of like shoved her.
With the toilet bowl cleaner?
Yeah, just kind of like shoved her down.
The brush.
Yeah. So
it's funny because I didn't, judging by what you do in our home, I didn't think you knew what a toilet brush was.
I hate you. Okay, so
I'm surprised to hear you even know what that is and what it does.
So anyway, help it down into the water. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Does not matter if I have an emoji huge poo or if it was a tiny rabbit turd. No poop's going down this toilet ever. Like, doesn't matter the size. Like, this toilet doesn't flush anything down. Like, toilet paper wouldn't go down this toilet because the water pressure was so low and so bad. So I'm like screwed. So it tries to flush down this monstrous poo and it just sits at the bottom of the bowl and the water starts to fill up and it's filling up fast. And I'm like, oh no. So I grabbed the plunger because I'm like, this is going to overflow. So I grab the plunger.
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt you very quickly because, mind you, I'm now outside pretending to film a house I know we're not going to buy with 3 realtors as you've been gone for 35 minutes.
No, it was 10.
No one lives there. It's an empty house, which means it's very echoey. All we can hear are the faint, panicked shufflings of feet in that bathroom.
It was so bad.
Just you're like,
they can't hear that.
I don't know how to do it for the microphone.
Anyway.
You can imagine it. Like it sounds like a one person basketball game is going on in that bathroom.
It was so bad, guys. So anyway, I can't get it down. So there's a plunger. So I'm like, thank goodness there's a plunger in, because that was luck. Like there's in a show home, there's never a plunger. So like grab the plunger.
I thought you had to go to another bathroom to get the plunger.
No, I did go to another bathroom, but that was after. So I grabbed the plunger and I put the plunger in the toilet and I start plunging, but it's like plunger from the 60s. So it didn't plunge. It was like,
it's like hard plastic.
I pushed down to plunge it and it like cracked. Like it was like shattered. Like it was like not a plunger. It did nothing. It didn't plunge at all.
It was a show plunger.
It just kind of like broke up the poop. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of like made the water. Like,
you know what I mean? Like you're an idiot. Like this is the craziest story. I can't believe.
So anyway,
can't believe. Also, this wasn't your first time doing this.
Well, I didn't do this the first time. I just pooped and left.
I don't think we can move because I'm terrified to look at houses with you.
I know. So it was not good. So then the water's just coming up, and it's like, you guys, I'm not kidding. A centimeter from the top from spilling over. And I was like, okay, I can get away with pooping here, but I cannot get away with if poo water spills out onto the floor. Like I'm going to have to tell someone. There's no, like, you know what I mean? Like I would have to get a towel somewhere. I don't know.
You'd have to confess at that point. Yes. For sure.
So I was like, I gotta find a good plunger that works. So then I go to the master bedroom with no doors, the master bathroom with no doors. And I do find a good plunger that looks like. And you just
left that mess in that bathroom?
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, here's a good plunger. And then I have the thought,
you ran back?
No, I go, I can't run through the house holding a plunger. Like they'll see me. So, because it was like, you had to go through the hall that like everyone could look down to get to the master bathroom. So I was like, what am I doing? Like, I can't just walk around the house with a plunger. So I totally bail on this plunger, the good plunger idea. I go back to the other bathroom and like keep trying. The water goes down a couple inches and I was like, all right, it's full of poo, like poo water. But it's at least 2 inches lower. And I was like, okay, it didn't overflow. If I flush again, it will. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I gotta bail.
Yeah.
So I go out and I find Erik and he looks at me like, you've been gone for an hour. And I look at him like, we gotta go now.
You literally were gone for 35 minutes in the bathroom and then you come out and you go, okay, well, great. We'll let you know. I guess we have a lot to talk about. You know?
I didn't lie. We did have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So I looked at him. I was like, we got to go. So we get in the car and I immediately was just like, that was so bad. We can never show our faces to these realtors again. Like I just destroyed that bathroom. Like there's no way around it. Like it's not an open house where I can blame it on someone else. Like this is like, it was bad, guys. So I doubt anyone's still listening to the podcast because it was the most disgusting story ever that we weren't planning on telling today, but yeah.
I didn't know that we could.
Of course, you can always tell my poo problems.
It was unreal. I can't believe that was not your first time doing that.
We were laughing so hard coming down that mountain. You were like crying, laughing, driving down. You couldn't believe I did it.
I can't talk enough about like how like empty and like just like open floor plans. So like, and how obvious it was for me and these three strangers to be walking around this home and them all like having this look in their eye like she's ruining this house, isn't she?
What would you have done in that situation? Like there was the options were poop in this home or poop in the car. Those were the literal only options. I swear to you.
I don't think that like people are like, oh, there's a house for sale. They're having an open house. And like, you know, you walk through it for a minute, you'd be like, oh, we could put this, or yeah, I don't know. Then you go, thank you. And you take the brochure and you leave. You don't go in there, be like, where's the bathroom?
We were there for so long because the house is big and you were like, oh, let's go outside and look at all the cactus. And I didn't ask a single question when we were there. You were like, who built this?
You just looked like green, hunched over and sweaty.
I was sweating. I was so ill. I was in so much pain.
That was another thing you told me. You told me that like when you have to poop, you get really hot. Or when you get really hot, you have to poop.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're like, no, you go like, you said it like, when you get really hot, you have to poop. And I was like, I don't have that.
No,
I don't have to poop every time I get warm.
Say that. You know, you said, stop talking. We're going to talk about this on the podcast because we didn't talk about this yet. Yeah. When I get hot, I have to like, if it's a really hot day and I'm like outside feeling I'm sweating, like I gotta poop.
I don't think.
But not like normal poop, like painful, like diarrhea poop. Like it's like, I don't
think that's
being in heat makes me sick. Like you get ill if I'm too hot. You don't have to poop if you get hot.
If I get warm, no, I don't think.
Not warm. I'm talking hot, like sweaty.
No.
Hot, like, or no, okay, maybe it's not. It makes me poop, but like if you're kind of already feeling like a little sick, going in hot weather makes it way worse. Come on.
Well, yeah, if you're sick, yeah.
I was sick. I had to poo. I told you I had the hurdy poos on the way there. Anyway.
What a great episode. Could have been puppets.
Could have been puppets.
This entire same conversation, you just would have, if you were just listening, not know, but if you were watching, like it would have been puppets. And we wouldn't have even mentioned it.
Right.
It wouldn't have been like, oh, we're doing a puppet episode. You just would have seen us as puppets full screen. You wouldn't see us as humans. You'd only see these puppets right where we are right now. Well,
gotta tell you, it's 2 a.m. I gotta pump. We gotta feed babies. I gotta edit. We got a lot of things to do. It's 2 a.m. But we're going to go do it. We love you guys. Thanks for listening to this crazy episode. Fun. And I'm sorry I interrupted you during the poo story. Lily.
I was joking. I know you. You let me talk sometimes. It's fine.
Oh, stop. I'm sorry.
No, you were very excited.
I have a problem with that. I need help. Anyway, I love you guys.
No. I love you.
And I love you. And you're all wonderful. And have a great day. And we'll see ya next week. Bye.
Bye.
You can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home, but now we have big microphones, so you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.